has taken over.
Let's go.
It's Ferrall.
Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money.
It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
Our guy Rick Kamla is finally back on Coast to Coast. Can you imagine from Sports Ethos? What's going on with that? Like, what's that about? Before we get into these games, it's great to see you. You look fantastic, brother. It's great to have you on C2C again, no doubt.
Scotty, my man, it's been too long. We got connections figured out. We got it all going here, man, and I'm excited to be on with you. Sports Ethos is a burgeoning fantasy sports site, man. We do baseball, we do football, we do basketball. I'm kind of helping to launch us into WNBA. I'm actually, when I get off the air here, I'm going to write my top 50 fantasy rankings for the WNBA, obviously with the season starting next week. I've already drafted like 4 teams, plan on winning all of them. But we have the best content in the business. I'm serious. We're not the big, you think I'm kidding. I'm not. We're not the biggest fantasy outlet, but to me, we have the best content in the business. So y'all come over to sportsethos.com and check us out.
I'm just glad that you're going to win all 4 leagues, and I never doubted you, of course. I'm your boy. Like, I support you, whatever you're doing. If you're going to win all 4, I'm all for it. Where do I cash in is what I want to know. All right, what do you think of what the Knicks are doing, and are they in trouble tonight after they pulled off the miracle the other night? But, all I've heard is how the Celtics shot. But what I saw, I was cussing, jumping up and down. I've been suffering with the Knicks for 30 years. That was the best game I've seen of a Knicks game as a fan of theirs since I've lived in New York City. I mean, literally my entire career here, I've never seen a game that I liked more to watch.
That comeback was amazing. Scotty, Carver High, you'd be proud of me. I played when the Knicks were down 20. I threw $10 on the money line, turned 10 into 130. It's one of those, I wish I'd have put more on it, right? But I would have jinxed it at that point, right? Threw a little 10 spot on it, and they made the comeback. I was like, is this really going to happen? It did. So, look, man, are they in trouble tonight is how you started this conversation. I don't think so. Like, my whole deal is, Boston's laying 10.5, 10, 11, whatever the number is right now. The pattern historically is great home team loses game 1, game 2, it's a 20-point beatdown every single time. I can't do that to the Knicks. They're too good. They're too gritty. I don't think they're going to be sort of in that, we got one. We did what we came to do. I don't think they think that way. I don't think they're wired that way, Scotty. So I don't think they're just going to let go of the rope and go, all right, we already got our one. We'll just go back to New York at 1-1. That's just not how these guys are wired. So I'm live betting this game. I also don't feel great about taking the 10 with New York because Boston may bludgeon them tonight. I want to check the tenor of New York. How greedy are they? How badass are they? How motivated are they tonight, knowing that they've already got home court advantage back? So that's how I'm approaching this game. I definitely don't think the Knicks are in trouble. I think they are a live dog once again here tonight.
Denver pulled it off in game 1 at Oak City. They're at the Paycom again tonight. Gordon's been spectacular in a couple of game-winning shots against the Clippers. And then the other night, the 3-ball on the wing. They're tough. Nobody can stop Joker. Everyone around him, including Brown, is a better player because he's on the floor. He had a 42-22 burger with extra sauce on it. What do you think of the Nuggets here giving the Thunder problems?
We could copy and paste a lot of what I said about New York and Boston to this. Historically, OKC, well, first of all, they're the best team in the league. I don't think it's debatable. It's debatable, will they beat Boston if they play in the finals? That's debatable. To me, it's not debatable who the best team in the league is this year. It's OKC. So they lose game 1 to Denver. Why? Because Denver is a fantastic team and they've got championship DNA and they have been head up with OKC for like the last 5 years. This year in the regular, It was 2-2. It was like 8-8 over the previous 16 meetings. So Denver's like, OKC, fine, bring them on. Other teams like, oh my God, OKC, all their defenders. And Denver's like, who cares? So what? So that's really, really powerful here. And it's keeping me from going back to that historical pattern The badass team loses game 1. Game 2 at home is a thrashing. It's a boat racing. But I can't do Denver that way. If they were just a team, if this was Houston or Memphis, maybe even Minnesota, because I don't trust their psyche in Minnesota. Like, I'd be playing OKC like 3 units going into the game. I wouldn't even play the sort of live betting cop-out card on you. I'd be totally bullish going in. But because it's Denver with the championship DNA, and again, I am going to this game. I'm going to check the tenor and pulse of the Nugs. How serious are they about this game too? Okay, and then you diagnose the moment of truth and you make your live betting decision. But I can't just blindly and butt naked go, yeah, I'll lay 11 with Oklahoma City after what I saw the other night. Because I saw Denver take a major punch from OKC and punch right back and win the game.
So what happens to the Dubs over the next 3 games, let's say, without Curry? I already talked about what Hield. He's got to give me 18 plus automatic every night. But we've seen him have a 0 spot on top of having a night where he hit 9 threes, then he had 0, then he had 8, he had 24 and hit 5 more. He's hot and cold. They got to get him, Podziemski. Everybody's got to get involved without Curry because he's gone for a week.
Yeah, but Scotty, I don't think that's going to work. You know Buddy Hield, man. He's a yo-yo, okay? And, I'm a big guy. I fade dudes coming off of monster games, and it's a very, very high percentage of correctness. Buddy Hield defied that going from game 7 to game 1. I don't believe he's going to do that in game 2. I think Buddy Hield's going to be dreadful. I don't dislike Buddy Hield. It's just the numbers and patterns and law of averages. I just don't think he's going to do it again. And Golden State is in a really, really tough situation here without Curry. They can't not have Curry and beat Minnesota, in my opinion. I know Minnesota looked like dog doo-doo in game 1. They're going to fix that. Okay, they're too good of a team. They were in the West Finals last year. They're not some little team, upstart team. No, they're a legitimate championship contender. I think they're going to take care of Golden State. It might go 7, but without Curry, Golden State's not beating Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I've been on the Pacers the entire playoffs. I still like them from last year. I think they're 10 deep. I think they got 2 rotations. I love their coach. I like their bigs. I like their guards. I like the way they play. I think they play, 45 hard at least a night where they go after it. They got 2 in Cleveland. They're not going to F this up at the field house, are they?
Probably not, but I'm really, really dubious of Cleveland minus 1.5 in game 3. And Scotty, what I've found out over the years is that when there's a WTH point spread, when you go with the woe, you win. The woe is Cleveland is laying points with Garland, Hunter, and Mobley. Very questionable going into game 3. How? Why are they favored? It doesn't make any sense to me. So weirdly and ironically, that's why I like Cleveland minus the 1.5 in game 3. It's just like a personal sort of betting angle I've developed, and it's very hard to quantify and tell humans about it publicly, but that's where my head is at. I'm a weird dude. Indiana should win this game. There's no doubt. But as you guys know, what happened the previous 2 games does not automatically guarantee what will happen in the next game. And that's kind of where I'm at.
God, isn't it great? Mafia, get the tequila out and my pills. It's great having Rick Kamla back on Coast to Coast. Rick, it's good to see you. Check out sportsethos.com, I think. I hope I got that right. And obviously,
you did.
It's just a blast. Check him out at Rick Kamla Sports as well on X. Good to see you, Rick. All the best.
Yes, sir.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play, and players win.
Cosmo was supposed to fight Ciaran Clark, but he had to pull off injury. You get the call. You get to go in there. What was it like for you when you got that call, jumping in there and be part of this bantamweight tournament on short notice?
Terrifying, man. 2 weeks notice against a stud, but I've been preparing my whole life for it, and I couldn't say no to the opportunity, and saw what happened. I came in there and kind of shocked the world. Not kind of, I did.
Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
We know your other brother Marv did the Knicks forever, but you've done just about every team in the league. You did Ames. Yeah. You did Dr. J games.
But after 45 years in this crazy business, people kept telling me, you got to write a book. So I did, and here it is.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all. Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Boy, Ricky Bucket's getting involved on C2C. All right, back to Dre Green and the Dubs with their big win in Minneapolis in Game 1 of the Western Semi.
Yeah, let's finish this off here with these guys. Here's Draymond on Butler and Buddy Hield stepping up once Steph went out.
I walked over to him, tell him good pass, and he was kind of walking towards the locker room. And I said, "You good?" He was like, "I'll be back." And he just kept it pushing. But we didn't really know what was going on for a while. Several minutes, game time minutes, which, is a lot longer than just minutes. We didn't know for a long time. And then they finally told us it was a hamstring. Little deflating, but we knew, he did a great job of helping us build a comfortable enough league. And Robin turned into Batman. What y'all call Buddy?
Alfred.
Alfred turned into Robin. And they filled in, so it was beautiful to see.
They got it done. I mean, you got to give them credit. It's as simple as that. And I thought Rick put it best, or even you, that they just looked uninterested. They just, it's inexplicable to me how you're playing in a Western Conference semi in your own building, completely sold out, lit on its ear, and you come out and play like that all night, like you don't give an F. Like, it was unbelievable to me. Like, I was like, what is happening here?
I think I'm starting to pick up a little bit more of it, too, because I was just watching while you were talking to Rick. Chris Finch, the head coach of Minnesota, was talking again this afternoon at practice, and he was crying and moaning about how much the Warriors were physical with Gobert and they weren't calling fouls. I don't think the Minnesota's a team that likes a lot of physicality. I think that they want to run and gun. They want to go up and down the floor. Now they have some tough guys. I'm not saying they don't have tough guys, but the Warriors come in now. This is a different Warrior team. Butler and Draymond, they play a physical brand. They play tough defense. I don't think the Timberwolves like that. I don't think they like And I think that they shut down quickly last night when they saw that was the kind of game it was going to be.
Randall and Edwards, McDaniel, Nas Reed, I don't follow that. I think that those guys are badasses. So what they need to do is wake the F up. They got worked, and they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. It's another simple fact. It doesn't matter who it is, the Celtics, the T-Wolves. It doesn't matter. If you're not hitting shots, you're in trouble in NBA games. You've got to knock down shots. You cannot be Stink City shooting the ball in an NBA playoff game. And if you are missing everything, you're going to lose.
Here is Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield. Of course, these guys, I think, are trying to set themselves up for some kind of post-playing career, like comedy act that they're going to roll through. I mean, they love hanging out with each other. Here's Hield and Butler.
Do media with me, man. You're welcome.
Buddy and Jimmy, we haven't done nothing yet.
Draymond declared that tonight Jimmy became Batman and Buddy went from Alfred to Robin. Do you guys have any comments on that declaration?
No.
I'll start out.
No. I'm Batman today. I saved the day. He's still Robin.
All right. Well, I'm still Robin, yes. And Steph's still Batman. And Buttered is still who he is.
I mean, Buttered.
Buttered.
But you had another good game, man. Except for that stupid thing you did at the beginning of the game when you didn't have on the right shorts. It's not real Robin and or Batman-like.
Your boy had the wrong shorts on at the beginning of the game.
Everybody loves Butter. Everyone.
Everybody loves Butter. That's for sure. We already know Steph's going to be out. Let me finish this by, I'll skip Kerr because Kerr's going to be upset about not having Curry forever. Here's Finch, and this is the start of also, I told you he was crying today. Last night, it kind of felt like he was putting it on Ant beginning of the game last night. Here he is.
You mentioned kind of the energy, the spirit starts with Ant. Is that something that you and he talk about maybe ahead of game 2 now? Is
no, I mean, what is there to talk about? I mean, you're the leader of the team, and you got to come out and set the tone, you know, in all ways that happens. And if your shot's not going, like you still have to carry the energy, you know. So, you know, I don't think there's, you know, if I got to talk to guys about having the right energy coming into opening second round game, then, you know, we're not on the same page.
So I play with guys. I saw this guy today that I play with, and I haven't seen him in a long time, like 6 months. And he said to me something to the effect of, you know, I'm missing shots or whatever. And I said, listen, bro, you know this place. These guys are all superstars. So they're not interested in you missing shots or me missing shots or me even having the ball. When you don't have your shot going, you've got to do other things. I said to him, you got to get rebounds. You got to make passes. You got to set screens, or they don't want you here. You either do something else or you're not welcome. I play with dudes that are so good that if you don't do something else besides miss shots, go home. Just get in your car and go home because they're not going to have it. So you got to do something else. And that, I mean, you could literally, so like if there's a day when I'm not hitting shots, man, I just become Dennis Rodman. I go stand under the basket. All I want is rebounds. I'll throw elbows, anything. Just get involved somehow, some way. And that's what he's talking about. Because Ant Edwards is too good to do nothing. And that's what he did last night. And you know a guy that never did nothing? Michael Jordan. He never did nothing. He always did a lot of everything. Even if he wasn't hitting shots, he'd sit there and get all the rebounds and make all the passes and make all the screens and make all the plays, steals, whatever it was. Do something else. Ant Edwards did nothing else except mope. You know what I think of mopes?
Yeah.
Don't get me started on mopes.
That's never a good thing. Got to always be up, no matter how it's going. Can't just all of a sudden shut it down and mail it in. That's not right.
Lowe's knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The Warriors' future was uncertain. Are they going to break it up? Steve Kerr coming back. They get Jimmy Butler, and they surge all the way through, and now they're through the first round.
The Warriors have guys, because of how special their star trio is, they can make the guys around them better. They can elevate the way that they play. And we saw that. Steph Curry, 3 points in the first half, steps up in the second half, 19 points in the second half to carry them home.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Under him was Sharon Moore, who also participated in the cheating scandal with Connor Stallions. So you know what happens to him? He doesn't lose his job. He doesn't get a 10-year show cause. He gets to keep his job, and they go, we're just going to suspend you for 2 games next season.
Now, all of a sudden, they're coming out with everything that we knew to be pretty much true when it was happening. Yeah, they were cheating. It was like Belichick and the videotapes, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
You know, it's every night. It just keeps coming, these games, and it's just fantastic. Like last night, I had to say, Carver High, I got 5. I got 5 left. I got to call a timeout here. 34C trying to lure me into some show, some series called The 4 Seasons about like all these couples and their problems and how they get together every season and go on a vacation together. These like 4 different couples. Steve Carell's in it and all these people. It was awful. I mean, I was watching it. It was torture. And I wanted to gouge my eyes out. And I just said, listen, at one point I went, I just can't do this. I can't take it. I can't watch this any longer. It's so awful. I'm going to watch, playoff basketball and Stanley Cup hockey. Leave me alone. Don't bother me. I don't like any of you people. Sometimes you just have to settle in, Carver High, on playoff action every night and not get invested in bad programming and other shows to like appease your wife or your daughter, sons, dogs, cats, people trying to lure me into some boring television. Can't have it, won't have it.
Can't have it at all. You won't get boring television tonight, hopefully, with these 2 games. Game 2s in the NBA playoffs, including Game 2 in Boston. We'll start there first. Now, obviously, the Celtics missed, I believe I told you yesterday, 45 threes in that game.
Good.
Game number 1 loss. They were 15 for 60 from downtown. The Knicks made a lot of threes in the second half. Here's Joe Mazzulla, who, as we know, he's a strange bird. And here he is after being asked about if the Knicks making a bunch of threes in the second half was a difference.
What they shoot from 3 in the second half?
I think over 50%.
So they made them?
Yes.
Man, what a novel idea.
But there's a lot of those where they're...
That's a novel concept.
I've never seen him smile.
Just make them when you're open? Yeah.
Would you like to answer the question, though?
I've never seen a guy
Make 'em.
laugh.
I mean,
I'm asking about your
I know
defense.
I'm not. I think I'm really just talking to you. I think it's such a cool duality of your question to where I'm getting asked all the ones that we missed, and you come in and start with they shot 50% in the second half, and I'm like, oh man, the duality of that question is just really cool to like talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is he trying to be the smartest guy in the room?
Thanks.
Yes.
We start the press conference off by saying, you took all these and you missed them, and then you say they shot 50% in the second half from three. Yeah, you got to make them.
Whatever. Listen, I can't stand him, them, the city, everything about it. Listen, all I know is if the Knicks beat them again tonight, I'll touch myself.
Whoa. All right. All right. Here's Tom Thibodeau.
With the line of the day so far.
Yeah, so far. Here's Tom Thibodeau. Does he expect the big comeback win to carry over into game number 2? No. Here he is.
I think that, and that's the challenge for everybody. I think the playoffs, that's sort of the nature of the beast. It's very emotional. There's, great highs, there's lows. You have to navigate both. And no matter what happens, you don't carry it over into the next game. You have to reset and be ready to do it all over again. So, and that's the challenge that every team has in this league. So I think if you look at what it takes to win, you understand how important that is.
Did I mention that I hope the Celtics PA announcer is kidnapped and taken to a foreign country?
You've definitely mentioned that you don't like him a few times. You've mentioned that you're not a fan of
the most painful
JB
thing in
for
sport.
3. All that he does. JB for 3. As far as the Celtics go for tonight, Sam Hauser is doubtful. Remember, he sprained his ankle in the first game.
He doesn't matter anyway.
The Zinger left the first game. He's probable with his illness.
He
left the game for. Oh. As far as tonight, 10.5. Celtics are favored. 211.5 the total.
Mike, how in God's name are they giving the Knicks 10.5 points tonight?
Seems
how
like a
in
lot.
God's name? Now listen, this is real simple. I as you know, I'm not betting on the Boston Celtics ever. This is like you and the Bills. It's not happening on this program ever. So, not against the Knicks. So give me the Knicks again, always.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The Warriors' future was uncertain. Are they going to break it up? Steve Kerr coming back. They get Jimmy Butler, and they surge all the way through, and now they're through the first round.
The Warriors have guys, because of how special their star 3 trio is, they can make the guys around them better. They can elevate the way that they played. And we saw that. Steph Curry, 3 points in the first half, steps up in the second half, 19 points in the second half to carry them home.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Under him was Sharon Moore, who also participated in the cheating scandal with Connor Stallions. So you know what happens to him? He doesn't lose his job. He doesn't get a 10-year show cause. He gets to keep his job, and they go, we're just going to suspend you for 2 games next season.
Now, all of a sudden, they're coming out with everything that we knew to be pretty much true when it was happening. Yeah, they were cheating. It was like Belichick and the videotapes, right?
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Hakimi just scored for PSG. They're up 2-0, 3-0 aggregate. It's over. They're going to the Champions League final to play Inter on May 31st for all the marbles as Arsenal. I'll give them this. They had 14 attempts, decent shots on goal in this game, and PSG just stoned all of them. And really, PSG had really 4 huge attempts on goal, and they scored on 2 of them. And that's all she wrote. And they already led 1-0 when they won in North London, 1-0 at Arsenal. So the Gunners are going down, and PSG is going to meet Inter Milan for the title. I have to tell you, it's just been fabulous. I thought yesterday's game was way better than this game, but I think the Champions League tournament for me is literally, I mean, it's as good as the World Cup as far as I'm concerned. I just think the games are fantastic. You just can't beat it. And let me say this. Never in my life did I think I would say that I like soccer better than baseball. There's 6 day games today in the majors, and I would have always watched baseball over anything. And I wouldn't even consider why. I watched the Pirates and I wanted to stick a knife in my eye. So I went right to the PSG Arsenal game. And I've enjoyed all of these Champions League games way better than Major League Baseball. I mean, not even close. And you saw me yesterday losing my mind with that Inter game when they scored on that toe lifter to the top shelf. I mean, that was better than any baseball game I've seen in years.
Yeah, that was an all-timer game yesterday. That one. That's one. Yeah, that's one they'll talk about for a long time. How back and forth it was in the finish. You got it, but the Champions League almost always delivers. It's an outstanding tournament, and now the final will be in Munich in a couple of weeks. Saturday the 31st, I believe, is where they will be. All right, second game tonight. OKC down a game at home against the Nuggets. Here is Thunder head coach Mark Deneau. They haven't had much adversity this year, considering how many games they won, but says they can handle a little bit of it.
At the end of the day, we talked about it before the playoffs. We talked about it before the season. This is how you forge yourself into the team you want to be. You forge yourself into it through success and through adversity. It's hard to handle success. This team's done a great job of handling success. It's hard to handle adversity. This team's done a great job of handling adversity. If you're competing, you're going to have your share of success and adversity. This isn't the first time we've handled adversity before. This isn't the first time we've handled adversity in the playoffs. Teams made a great habit of that. We have to continue to do that here.
I think Dagno and the Thunder have to play on another level tonight than they did on Monday night. I thought Monday night they looked good, and I think tonight they need to look great. They cannot look good tonight. Good's not going to cut it against the Joker and the Nuggets. The difference between these two teams is that a goal for Arsenal all of a sudden, too bad they need 2 more. Too bad they need 2 more, and it's in the 75th minute. That's their problem. But I honestly, when it comes to the Thunder, they're dealing with champions here. This is a team that has a ring, that got it done, that knows how to win a championship. And you can say whatever you want about the Thunder. I just know this. They've never sniffed one.
No, they have not, especially this group that they have now. Joker in the playoffs so far, second in points, first in bounds, first in dimes, first in steals, first in everything. He's a Joker. He's first in it all. And how about Westbrook?
He's better. Yes. He's the best player in the world. It's not Luka Doncic. It's the Joker. He is on another plane altogether than Luka Doncic. I'll say this. I think Luka's a fantastic showman, showboat player. He can do it all. He can also go to the buffet with Uncle Futrelli and eat for 6 hours straight. They used to have, this Mother's Day, you got brunch, Carver High and I would go to brunch together in Vegas. And brunch to us is unlimited, all-you-can-eat food, nonstop. And it becomes a endurance. How long can Carver High and Ferrall eat? We can eat for 6 hours straight and drink for 12 more.
Home run for the Butler. puts one in right center field for the A's. 4-0 A's. The Butler gives those fans sitting on the hill out there a nice souvenir. Good job by him. Russell Westbrook defensively holding opponents to 34% from the floor, 29% from three. He has been an outstanding defender. Brody. 10.5 as well in this game tonight. For Oklahoma City, down 1 at home, 230.5, big total.
I got this feeling that they'll do it tonight and get it done. And the number's outrageous. It's just, as a bettor, you're literally going to have to sit there and suffer. You will not be free and clear of this number until at least 43, 44 minutes. I mean, of game. I'm not talking about, I'm talking 2.5 hours of basketball. You're going to have to get to the 44-minute mark of that NBA game before you think you're free and clear of covering that number. Dangerous way to make a living betting on this game tonight. They absolutely have to win. So does Boston. They should both cover. But I'm never betting on the Boston Celtics ever because I hate them that much, and I don't care what you think of me. And then I'll do it. I'll take a shot with the Thunder tonight that they'll. And what is the money line, by the way, on them tonight? If they're laying 10.5, it has to be enormous.
Yeah, it's a big number. If you give me one moment, I'll punch it up for you here. It's minus 520 for them on the money.
I mean, how is that possible? That is just sickening, considering they lost game 1. I don't care that they should win tonight. That number's absurd. They couldn't finish the deal in game 1, and you got to lay, over a half a dime.
I think that they are going to absolutely smash them tonight. I think that this is just I think Denver got what they came for. I think that they're a team that understands. They really needed only to get one game here in OKC. They've been playing every other night. I think tonight's the night.
If they lose, they're
finished. People thought game 1 is where Denver would be tired after playing the 7 games with the Clippers in the first round. I think it's tonight where Denver will show their tiredness. And I think that they are going to get whacked. I think that a lot of guys are going to get the fourth quarter off. Joker, Murray, etc. They're going to get the rest of them guys because they're going to get hammered by the Thunder tonight. That's me. I'm laying it. I'll lay it with the Thunder and go full bore. Sam Presti, Oklahoma City GM, won the NBA Executive of the Year. Congratulations to him. It's nice to have
exciting.
600
He'll be
draft
fired
picks.
next year.
600 draft picks, and he did something good with them. And finally, for the NBA, the word's already getting out. If Giannis wants to leave the Bucks, he would like to play in either L.A., New York, or Miami. Well, who wouldn't? Isn't this the same list for every star? L.A., New York, or Miami. That's nice.
Look, I've seen him. I've seen him in every uniform in the league, but I gotta tell you, if I'm gonna live somewhere, it's gonna be LA or Miami over New York every time. Even though we live in New York City and we get it and we're tough and we are used to it and we know it's the best city in the world, bar none. You got to be a badass to live here. Freeze your ass off, and it's just miserable year round. Even when it's hot in the summer, it's miserable. It smells like garbage and urine. There's no getting around it. LA's beautiful. Miami's awesome. They're both better.
Yeah, it does. So I guess if he says New York, does that include Brooklyn?
Yes.
I guess that includes Brooklyn if he wants to play in New York, right? Does that include the Clippers? If he says LA?
Why not?
Right? Wasn't very specific about certain teams in those two markets. So we shall see.
The Lakers need him. The Clippers don't need him with Scott. The Lakers need a big, and that's the colors. But I wouldn't be surprised if Lincoln goes after him.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The Warriors' future was uncertain. Are they going to break it up? Steve Kerr coming back. They get Jimmy Butler. And they surge all the way through, and now they're through the first round.
The Warriors have guys, because of how special their star three trio is, they can make the guys around them better. They can elevate the way that they play. And we saw that. Steph Curry, 3 points in the first half, steps up in the second half, 19 points in the second half to carry them home.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Under him was Sharon Moore, who also participated in the cheating scandal with Connor Stallions. So you know what happens to him? He doesn't lose his job. He doesn't get a 10-year show cause. He gets to keep his job, and they go, we're just going to suspend you for 2 games next season.
Now, all of a sudden, they're coming out with everything that we knew to be pretty much true when it was happening. Yeah, they were cheating. It was like Belichick and the videotapes, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, so time to talk pucks now because everybody loves hockey.
Everybody does love hockey. Stanley Cup playoffs last night. We had a couple of game ones, both won by the road team. How about that? Took overtime in D.C. Caps had a lead for most of the night. Carolina tied it with about 10 minutes to go in the third period, and then it did not take long into overtime for Jacob Slavin to send the Cap home crowd home very unhappy on ESPN.
Now Orlov around behind for Martinduk. That one goes back to the point to Slavin. And they score! Jacob Slavin through a screen. Carolina wins game 1 in overtime.
Well, there you go. So Carolina wins at the Capital One. They're up 1-0. You know, for a decent game, it was really kind of boring. I watched, and I mean, I was yawning. It was boring, that game. I don't care what anybody says.
There was not a lot of
anything
high offensive skill or production. This is going to be a series where you've got a couple of teams that really like to, you know, they like to grind. You know, they do. And Carolina's, that's been the calling card since Brenda Moore's been the coach. I know you think of the Caps and Ovi, but this Carberry, he likes to kind of grind things out as well. That you might see a lot of 2-1 games in this Washington-Carolina series moving forward. The Carolina Hurricanes get game 1. They're now minus 420 for the series. I mean, 1 game. I mean, come on. Caps got plenty of gas in this series. Plus 320.
Yeah, I thought they looked real stale last night on their home ice. And what could be worse, in my opinion, than Carolina in both the Eastern Final or the Stanley Cup Final? Like, I mean, that, I got to tell you, like, I'm sorry, but I'm willing to say it. That's bad for business. No one cares about them unless you live there. That's it.
Correct.
Like, no one else wants to watch them play hockey. Like, literally, I'm not even tripping.
The NHL's absolute worst nightmare is like Carolina-Winnipeg. You know, Carolina-Winnipeg Stanley Cup Final would be like the absolute
I'll start watching WNBA
nightmare for the NHL if they ever cross that bridge, which I don't think they will, but you never know. In the other game, Edmonton did what they usually do. They came out flat. Vegas had a 2-0 lead 10 minutes into the game, but The Oilers would then score the next 4, including this one with just about 3 minutes left to go, I should say, in the third period. Zach Hyman putting the Oilers ahead for good on ESPN.
Good stick by Darnell Nurse as Saad tried to drag one through his skates. Klingberg snaps ahead. The drop by Nugent Hopkins. It's to Hyman. Shoots. Score! Zach Hyman rips it home. Edmonton has the lead.
The Heimlich maneuver. Your boy Hyman scoring. And then, obviously, Bob with shoes on, not having a chance to go hit the craps tables after the game because he probably had to catch a flight early to his next game that he was calling.
It's possible. I know they have both games tonight, ESPN. So if you win anywhere, I would guess it's Winnipeg because ESPN has that. Or maybe
what a brutal trip.
Or maybe they're letting him hang out in Vegas today for like a day off, and he'll do the game tomorrow night. But I guess they'd fly him to Winnipeg and then fly him back to Vegas. And have him do probably both games because they did that a lot in the first round. Bob works hard for about 6 weeks straight before they cut him out, and then they have McDonough do the
He's year-round. He does the Jets. He's year-round.
Does it all. College football. Bob's everywhere.
Does he do college rack, too?
I think he does. I think he might do some of in like January, February. Maybe he does the college rack, and he gets involved with that, too. Bob's a pro, man.
We got to get him on. We got to get him on C2C. Go old school with Bob. I go way back with Bob.
Minus 220 for the Oilers now in the series as they get themselves a game in Vegas already.
I don't know. How many times do I got to say this? I think they're going to win the Stanley Cup. I hate to say it. I just think they are the most dangerous team. And look, we'll see what Florida's made of tonight. I am not giving up on the Florida Panthers just because the Leafs' Willie Nylander had a big game. The Leafs are a good team. They're capable of winning games. Are they capable? Like, we have seen them fold up shop every year for 50-plus years. They fold up shop there's like a hurricane coming and they're folding up tents. Like they're, close the camp, let's run for cover. So I expect them to, at some point start choking, right? Like they always do. Let's see if they hold up their end of the bargain and keep winning. Let's see if they win tonight. Let's see if they go up 2-0 or if they lose tonight. If they lose tonight, I think you'll see what happens in this series. Florida will take it over.
Luke did just tell me that Butchie Gross is doing the Winnipeg game tonight, so maybe they are letting Bob.
Bob's at the table.
Play some tables today, and then he'll do Vegas tomorrow night, which is also again on ESPN. We'll see.
Spearmint Rhino late night for Bobby. Let's go.
As you mentioned, Florida and Toronto will play Game 2 tonight. Here, before we get there, I brought this up to you yesterday. Here's Berube at practice saying, "In my day, I would have been the one who started the brawl when the goalie got in." Here he is.
When I played, that would have been, somebody would have did something right away.
Handled immediately.
Probably me. If I was out there.
Did I not say that? You said it, I said it. It's simple. When he played, he would have been the guy in a brawl immediately. He had no teeth. He was a just maniacal, violent player. The guy would fight anyone. He'd fight his mother. Like, the guy was just brutal. He'd fight every night. He'd drop the gloves. I used to go to games back then, back in the 80s and 90s. Guys would get in 2-3 fights a game. It was automatic. Some guys get in 2 fights themselves. Nowadays, you get a fight, it's like a story. It's like a miracle when someone gets in a fight.
Vegas knows how to show love to our everyday heroes. So if you're a first responder, you are in for some perks. Lots of hotels and casino offer big discounts to any first responders who can show valid work or volunteer ID. So treat yourself to a discounted stay. You deserve it. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The Warriors' future was uncertain. Are they going to break it up? Steve Kerr coming back. They get Jimmy Butler, and they surge all the way through, and now they're through the first round.
The Warriors have guys, because of how special their star trio is, they can make the guys around them better. They can elevate the way that they play. And we saw that. Steph Curry, 3 points in the first half, steps up in the second half, 19 points in the second half to carry them home.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Under him was Sharon Moore, who also participated in the cheating scandal with Connor Stallions. So you know what happens to him? He doesn't lose his job. He doesn't get a 10-year show cause. He gets to keep his job, and they go, we're just going to suspend you for 2 games next season.
Now, all of a sudden, they're coming out with everything that we knew to be pretty much true when it was happening. Yeah, they were cheating. It was like Belichick and the videotapes, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Game 2 tonight at the Scotiabank, north of the border in Toronto, where everyone hates Americans.
Right. The Florida Panthers are road favorites again here this evening. Minus $150, I've got this pumped up to now. Toronto plus 130. 5.5 the total. This is a 7 o'clock East face-off, game 1 of the doubleheader tonight.
Yeah, I gotta give Florida their credit. I mean, they're champs. I think they're gonna show up tonight. It's not the worst bet in the world. To take the Leafs. I mean, I'm not, gonna sit here and say that's not a bad bet. I mean, at that price, I mean, what's it up to? It's literally up to 130. It opened at 105. It's up to 130. I mean, nobody in the sports books is giving them a chance, right? They're just dying for you to take them. It's not the worst bet I ever saw. What do you have to lose to throw money down on the Leafs at that price? But I think the Panthers will beat them tonight and even it up. But I didn't think they looked good in game 1. I did not.
I think Toronto's going to win tonight and go up 2-0.
Whoa!
I think Toronto's going to win tonight and go up 2-0.
Whoa! Slow down.
And then I think Florida's going to win both games at home, 3-4. And it's going to be 2-2 going back to Toronto. That's where I'm going with this. Right now. That's kind of my
All right.
how I'm looking ahead at things. Second game. They say here 9:30 East, but we know they won't start this game till almost 10 o'clock East. And that's the Stars and the Jets, game 1, as this will be the last series to finally get going. I have got this right now as a minus 110 both way pick 'em. 5.5 is the total in Ferrallapeg, the Great White North.
Look, I think I'm on the Jets like Morency is with Hellebuck. The guy doesn't lose in that building. What is he, 16-0? Yep. That's crazy. So what I saw the other night when they were down with 2 minutes left, 3-1, and they won that game in double overtime, whatever it was. All I know is I'm not betting against that goalie, and I think Dallas is legit. I think Dallas is going to do well in this series. I think Dallas is going to do very well at home. But I think tonight they might have their hands full. That place is going to be lit. And they only put in 14-5 in that building, something like that. But it is, you'd think it was 20. I mean, they are drunk and crazy and loud and fun and rowdy, and they enjoy their hockey. Good luck winning in that building.
Not going to be easy. trying to win there tonight. I think Winnipeg will win game 1. I think Dallas will win the series, but I think Winnipeg will win game 1 tonight at home. The Carolina Hurricanes, after the win last night, as you see the odds for the Cup, they are the favorites now. They have had them in Edmonton, right at the top. Edmonton and Carolina, I know you get McDavid if that's the matchup, but from a television market perspective, that would bother Gary and the crew over in downtown New York as well. If they got Carolina and Edmonton in the championship.
I'm not gonna say that that's not possible, because it very well could end up that way, because Carolina's already jumped on the Capitals in their building, and they're gonna probably win that series. And then are they gonna beat the Florida-Toronto winner? I think it's gonna be Florida, Carolina. And then if Carolina gets there, they're going to lose to the Oilers. If the Oilers get to the Stanley Cup final, Connor McDavid is winning the Stanley Cup as sure as I'm sitting here.
I agree with that. If that was the matchup, I would go with Edmonton, if that is what it ends up being. But I don't think it'll be that, just like you. Carolina will go out before then. And here is the logo for Utah. So this was the worst kept secret. They're going to be the Mammoth. They officially announced this today. I think this is an awful decision. I really do. I don't get it. There you go. The Mammoth. They're actually, here's a fun fact for you. They're the 4th NHL team or the 5th, I should say, that doesn't have an S at the end. Usually you have that S. So you're only rooting for one Mammoth, not the Mammoths. You're only rooting for one Mammoth, the Utah Mammoth. I don't like it. I don't like the colors. I don't like the logo. I think they did a bad job.
I think, I'll say this. I've skied it at Park City and Alta, and that's what Utah is for, skiing, and nothing else.
I got no problems there. I think Yeti would have been better. I didn't even think Yeti was great.
I love the Yeti. They screwed that up. I think they thought it was racist.
There you go. We'll come back. We've got a lot to do in the last hour, including the Golf Wednesday picks. Just because the Prime Minister's not here doesn't mean we're not going to get you going at the Truest this week.
You don't think that there's something to the fact that they blow all these leads against the Edmonton Oilers? It's like the Oilers can be down 4 goals and they come back like it's nothing.
We got a series now. I think this thing is going to reset, Scott. I think home ice advantage is going to hold true in this series. I think I told you that last week. I'm expecting this. I picked the Kings in 7 before the series started, and it's like plus 700.
Ferrall coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
It's so crazy that you get both ends of that spectrum and the narrative trying to be correct in doing so and to make a statement for engagement. You're wrong, you've been wrong, and deal with the reality of the situation.
All of the people that analyzed the draft mocked one in the first round, and even could he go to the Giants at number 3, or trade up back in that round. They got Gart, they didn't get Sanders, and the fall was on at that point.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to get a bunch of upsets. We're going to get a lot of craziness. Didn't happen as well. Over the last calendar year, Sam, I don't ever recall 6 or 8 months of time in sports where the books lost, but here we are.
They estimate FanDuel and DraftKings lost $185 million combined for March Madness. So estimating not just that they didn't have a profitable March Madness, but it was a huge loss for them as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.